Under what conditions will a pure sample of an ideal gas not only exhibit a pressure of 1 atm but also a concentration of 1 mole per liter? R value is given and there are 4 options. To solve this problem, we can use the equation PV equal to nRT. In this question, pressure is given, that is 1 atm. Volume is given because concentration is 1 mole per liter. So volume 1 mole and number of mole 1 mole. Then we can calculate temperature from the question. Temperature equal to PV by nR. What is pressure? 1 atm. Volume 1. Number of mole 1. R value 8.2 into 10 raised to minus 2. So 100 by 8.2. Answer is 12 Kelvin. So when temperature is 12 Kelvin, pressure can be 1 atm and concentration can be 1 mole per liter. At STP, a container has 1 mole argon, 2 mole CO2, 3 mole O2, 4 mole N2. Without changing the total pressure, if 1 mole O2 is removed, the partial pressure of O2 becomes. So, partial pressure of any gas equal to mole fraction of that gas into total pressure. In this question, without changing total pressure, we are removing 1 mole O2. Then what will be the change in partial pressure of O2? We can simply say that partial pressure of O2 directly proportional to mole fraction of O2. Mole fraction of O2 means number of moles of O2 by total number of mole. In question, number of moles of O2 is 3 and total number of moles is 10. So 3 by 10 equal to 0.3. When 1 mole O2 is removed, the total pressure also changes. So without changing total pressure means now mole fraction of O2 become number of moles of O2 become 2. Why? 1 mole O2 is removed. So this 3 become 2 but total number of moles still 10. That is, to balance total pressure remains same. When we are removing 1 mole O2, we have to add any other gas. So 2 by 10 equal to 0.2. Since partial pressure of O2 directly proportional to mole fraction of O2, we can calculate change in partial pressure by change in mole fraction. What is change in mole fraction? That is 0.3 minus 0.2, that's equal to 0.1. We have to calculate percentage change of partial pressure. Percentage of change means change by initial into 100. It is a general equation. To calculate percentage of change, we have to determine change. We already calculated change by initial value. Initial value is 0.3 and into 100. So 0.1 by 0.3 into 100. That is 100 by 3, 33.33 percentage. So option 4. We have given a figure. In left side, ammonia gas is present. In right side, HCl gas is present. The valves of X and Y are opened simultaneously. The white fumes of NH4Cl will form first. We can simply say that when NH3 and HCl react each other, NH4Cl will be formed. The question indicate white fumes of NH4Cl will first form at That means from left side NH3 travel, from right side HCl move. Molar mass of NH3 is 17. Molar mass of HCl is 36.5. Gas have lower molar mass, have higher velocity. As molar mass increase, velocity of gas decrease. So, since due to lower molar mass of ammonia, it have higher velocity. So, it travel more distance than compared to HCl. So, the NH4Cl first formed will be near to the higher molar mass HCl. So, at the position C, that is option 3. The ratio between RMS velocity of H2 of 50 Kelvin and that of O2 at 800 Kelvin. RMS velocity of any gas equal to root 3 RT by M. In this question, we have to relate RMS velocity of H2 gas and O2 gas. That means their molar mass different and their temperature also different. So, RMS velocity of H2 by RMS velocity of O2 can be written as temperature of H2 by molar mass of H2, molar mass of O2 by temperature of O2. Here, temperature of H2 is 50 Kelvin. Molar mass of O2 we know 32. Molar mass of H2 is 2 and temperature of O2 is 800. By calculation, 2 into 800 and 50 into 32 are same. So, root 1. So, that answer become 1. That is option 3. At low pressure for 1 mole, the van der Waals equation is written as. Then the compressibility factor is equal to van der Waals equation is we know P plus A n square by V square into V minus NB equal to nRT. Here we are considering 1 mole. So this n square, this n and this n are cancelled. So P plus A by V square into V minus B equal to RT. This equation can be converted at a different condition. That is 1 at very low pressure. If pressure is very low, this B is negligible. So this equation can be converted as P plus A by V square into V equal to RT. Another one, at very high temperature. At very high temperature, this A factor is negligible. So the equation become P into V minus B equal to RT. Then at very high pressure, also A is negligible. If A is negligible, the equation can be written as P into V minus B equal to RT. So this is our van der Waals equation. For 1 mole species, we are removing the term N. It can be converted at a different condition, at very low pressure, at very high pressure, at very high temperature. Compressibility factor is represented by term Z equal to PV by nRT. For 1 mole, it is equal to PV by RT. In this question, at very low pressure is used. At very low pressure, we have equation P plus A by V square into V equal to RT. I am arranging the equation as PV plus A by V equal to RT, PV equal to RT minus A by V, RT minus A by V. Z is equal to PV by RT. So to get Z, I am dividing equation by RT. So left side PV by RT, that is Z. Here 1 minus A by RTV. So option 1. In the same manner, we can determine the Z at different conditions. But in this question, at very low pressure is, that is 1 minus A by RTV. In this question, van der Waals equation is used. In van der Waals equation, van der Waals constant A depends on intermolecular attraction, and van der Waals constant B depends on volume occupied by gas molecules. A depends on intermolecular attraction, B depends on volume occupied by gas molecules. NH3 gas is liquefied more easily than N2, hence van der Waals constant A and B of ammonia and N2 is to be compared. We know critical temperature. Critical temperature is the temperature above which gas cannot be liquefied. It is the temperature above which gas cannot be liquefied. Gas having higher critical temperature is represented by Tc. Gas having higher critical temperature have more liquefaction tendency. Critical temperature is the temperature above which gas cannot be liquefied. Gas having higher critical temperature have more liquefaction. Another factor, critical temperature of a gas equal to 8A by 27 RB. This A and B are van der Waals constant. So critical temperature directly proportional to A by B. So to get higher Tc, A should be high and B should be low. So if ammonia have more liquefaction tendency than N2, it means ammonia have A value higher and B value lower. So A for ammonia greater and B for ammonia lesser. So the option 3. A certain gas takes 3 times as long to effuse out as helium. Its molecular mass will be. Here we are using Graham's law of diffusion or effusion. This law indicates about rate of diffusion. Rate of diffusion of any gas proportional to root 1 by m. M is its molar mass, and rate of diffusion proportional to root T. This is absolute temperature, rate of diffusion directly proportional to P, that is pressure. In this question, there is no indication about pressure and temperature, that is pressure and temperature are same. So rate of diffusion of two gases can be related as rate of diffusion of A by rate of diffusion of B equal to root of molar mass of B by molar mass of A, because temperature and pressure are constant. Here we are relating rate of diffusion of an unknown gas with helium. So rate of diffusion of X by rate of diffusion of helium equal to root of, this is molar mass of helium, that is 4 by molar mass of X. In this question, unknown gas takes 3 times time to diffuse when compared to helium. So rate of diffusion of that unknown gas is 1 by 3 of helium. So Rx by R helium equal to 1 by 3. For calculation, I am squaring the whole value. So root is removed. 4 by molar mass of X equal to 1 by 9. Molar mass of X become 36. That is our option 2.